Today we will be discussing about the 2019 CSS exam final result. Now as you can see, first of all I will be going through this table. Now total candidates which appeared in the exam were 11,887 in 2018. This is 2018, right? And this is 2019. So as you can see, in 2019 14,521 candidates appeared and only 214 were the final after interview passing candidates, and that is equivalent to 1.47% final conversion. Out of 11,887, 2.36% candidates passed. So if you can just have a look at this, the difference between the two percentages, right? This is 2.36 minus 1.47, that is approximately equivalent to what? Yes, 9.9%. And if I calculate this 0.9% over initial value of 2.36%, that is equivalent to nearly 35%. So it means that there is a 35% decrease overall. And this is the final passing percentage decrease that I am telling you. So this shows the unpredictability of the result. So how unpredictable your life becomes when you are appearing for CSS. Now if I look at the difference between these two figures, it will be very alarming that there is an increase of nearly 35% over here. So in terms of candidates, if you do a sum analysis, number of candidates who appeared for CSS have risen by approximately 35%, and the final passing percentage, there is a decrease of 35%. So this is the unpredictability of this exam, and that's what makes it a very monumental and a challenging task. Only 214 out of 14,521 candidates, a mere percentage of 1.47%. 281 was still on the higher side, 2.36%, right? And this is just the final passing out. Before the interview part, there were 570 plus candidates in 2018 before interview. In 2019, 356, 350 plus. Again a vast difference. So looking at these statistics, one would come to know that no matter what strategy and what trend you are following, only persistence is the key to success because of the unpredictability of the exams. Number of candidates in IRS 47 is the highest. Last year it was OMG, highest number of candidates. In 18 it was OMG, 75 plus candidates. Okay, so the trends have totally shifted. Now if we look at OMG is on the lower side. I have just highlighted these figures because most of the people think that following one type of strategy is successful. You have to learn from different strategies and then come to your own strengths and weaknesses, right? Still Punjab dominating, but again look at the difference, 124 officers from Punjab, and look at the second from KP, what is the percentage, from Sindh urban, Sindh rural, GB, FATA, Balochistan, what is the percentage? If we calculate the percentage, you will be amazed to see that what is a drastic fall except from Punjab, there has been this drastic fall in from if we compare the results from all the other candidates. For example, if we calculate the percentage, this is approximately equivalent to 58%. Now if we look at KP is just 29 candidates. It is just equivalent to 13.55 or 14% to be there. Again Sindh urban, only 8%. Then Sindh rural, nearly 8%. So if you look at the divisions, you will be amazed that the facts are changing, the figures are changing in every year. This is 6% and then the figures drop out. So what is the final result that we can associate? The final result is that first things to consider is the unpredictability of the exams, right? So what is the key to success? Key to success is persistence. First things first. What is the meaning of persistence? Persistence is that you study throughout the year and you make a schedule, right? Punctuality of course is there. Punctuality, persistence, these are the key. But one more thing that you should be doing is to first develop strategy of passing the exam. This is my humble request. First learn how you can get greater than equals to 40 marks or 45 marks, whatever it is, just to pass the exam, and then think of other things later. This is where most of us have faltered. We start making notes, we have started preparing for essay. Someone might have exceeded highly in making good progress in the essays. Someone might have exceeded becoming excellent in Pressy writing. For example, someone might have ended up with like 65 plus marks or something, right? 65 plus over here. But what about the rest subject, right? What about the rest of the subjects? We should have our decisive strategy of each subject. For example, if it's IR, I should be knowing that how much I can score in paper 1, how much I am aware, how much topics I have covered in IR in paper 1, in IR in paper 2, so that I can score good marks, not excellent marks, good marks. So first thing is to have a decisive strategy of each subject. What is that strategy? To pass the exam. Later on, you can think of becoming a topper. Later on, right? You will be amazed whenever you have read about those topper strategies. You will be going through a lot of strategies that have been given by the excellent and very fine candidates. But accordingly, you have to develop your own decisive strategy according to what? According to your own strengths and weaknesses. You have to be talking about your own strengths and weaknesses. Which strategy is suitable for mine? Right? What is my strength? Is my strength that I can study for 4 hours straight? Or I need breaks in between? You have to decide for yourself, and this is the perfect opportunity to decide, to come up with your own strengths and weaknesses. Leave everything else. Draw a timetable, figure out your own strengths, your own weaknesses, and then decide on the subjects. Right? Every year the subjects will change. right? The subjects will change each and every year. Sometimes US history will come as an excellent scoring subject, sometimes it will not be. You have to go for your strengths. Some of my friends have scored very highly in computer science, in chemistry, so there are these subjects as well. Some have very good background in accountancy and auditing. So which subject will you be choosing? That is your choice. Will it be gender? Will it be sociology? Why these two subjects? Why these two subjects? Because of the overlapping part, right? They are close to what everyday interactions. But if I am saying this, whether you are enjoying these subjects or not, the best part in life is to enjoy what you are studying, so that you are able to overcome and you can do it more persistently throughout. If you don't enjoy a particular subject, then it's of no use. So my first advice to all the candidates is to choose subject wisely. Kindly choose subjects wisely and according to your interest, and taste. Don't believe that the topper has taken that subject, so I will also take that subject and I will succeed. It totally depends on your interest and taste. Best of luck for the exams, but please don't take these exams as an example for future. For example, if you are taking 1.47% out of 50, nearly 14,500 candidates, only 214, and out of 12,000, 281. So there is a huge difference. Unpredictability. Number of candidates that appeared for CSS has increased by 35%. The final passing percentage has decreased by 35%. So where are you standing? Right? Each year things are changing drastically. 570 odd passed the 2018, 350 odd passed the 2019. Again, where are you standing? Which statistics would you prefer? Will you prefer the 2018? This will happen again, or will 2019 happen again? So this is the unpredictability of these exams. So what should be your focus? Your focus should be persistence, punctuality, and an analysis of your strengths and weaknesses. Don't overburden yourself. So my strategy to all the candidates, and this is what I have taught to my students as well in the classes, to first develop a strategy of passing the exam. That is your key to success, because once you are in this written pass candidates, then you have a chance to go and do it later on and to come up with the final passing officers exam, right? Once you haven't done this, once you are not in this league, then you can have all the regrets. You can change the subjects. You would say, okay, other subject was hit, this happened. There are multiple reasons of it. But once over here you have reached this mark after passing the written, then you would say, okay, I know that I faltered in the interview part. So now you have specifically identified your weakness, but before this you haven't. So my humble request to all the candidates, please don't go for the statistics. Just don't rely on these statistics at all when you are appearing for the exams and when you are trying to pick up a particular subject. Just focus on your strengths and weaknesses, because statistics will keep on changing. Stats keep on changing. This is the newest status, right? The increase in the candidates that are appearing for CSS is nearly 35%, and the final passing percentage has decreased by 35%, nearly. So what you should be doing? You should be developing a strategy which will help you in deciphering, in finding out your own strengths and weaknesses, I think I have given a lot of stress on this, but again I am saying this: persistence, punctuality, and last thing is strength and weaknesses, so that you have a decisive strategy of each subject to how to pass the exam, right? Not to top the exam, nothing else. How to pass the exam. This is what I just have to say.